Early in the morning, as Jesus was on his way back to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a fig tree by the road, he went up to it, but found nothing on it except leaves. Then he said to it, "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately the tree withered.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday, day 3 of the Holy Week. We are progressing quickly in our teaching and understanding of what's happening in this week and how it relates to our lives. I believe that this week has something and can match up with our lives at wherever you are. That there's so many emotions and things happening in this teaching that are relatable to you and I. And so we're going to be talking about Matthew 21, starting in verse 18 today, and Mark talks about it as well, but this is little teaching in between Jesus going into the temple and coming in as king and what he's doing. And so this teaching is as Jesus was walking into the city, he sees a fig tree from far off, and that tree is just sprouting leaves. And what's interesting about fig trees, and I don't know much about like trees in general, but here's what I do know. When a fig tree starts to sprout leaves, it's supposed to have fruit. There's two different kinds of fruit. There's a female and a male fruit. But what that tree was showing is like, hey, there should be fruit here. There should be fruit on the tree. And when Jesus gets there, the Bible says that there's no fruit. And the Bible says that Jesus curses the tree and it dies. That's really interesting. It's kind of shocking almost. Like, why would Jesus kill a tree and what's going on? But Jesus is using that as an object lesson. See, there's no doubt that this was happening around the temple and what was going on inside the temple. The teaching here is the idea is that this tree was showing outwardly something that wasn't happening on the inside. It was expressing and showing through these leaves that there should be fruit here, that there should be fruit going on and that you should see this. But when Jesus gets there, there's nothing. And so Jesus curses it. And I think that relates especially to the temple and the people of the time. See, the temple is this holy place, this place where God's presence is residing and that people could come and that they could give sacrifices and show all that was happening. And I believe that Jesus is using this tree as an object lesson. He says, but what's happening on the inside isn't matching what's happening on the outside. That you're making it harder for people to come and be in my presence and to make atonement for sin. You're doing that, but you're supposed to be this place where God resides. And what I'm telling you is what the temple is supposed to be and who you're being are not lining up. And I think this is a bit of a, not judgment, but Jesus looking at the people of the time and saying, we got to get what's happening on the inside to align with what's happening on the outside. And so here's my question for you and all of us is, where is it? Because the next part of the teaching is on faith. And I believe this, that Jesus is teaching on faith, and that's the fruit that our life produces. Do you have faith? Do you believe? Were the people going to believe when Jesus died that he still was Messiah, that he was King, that he was the Lord, and that he was still establishing a kingdom? Or would, because this moment didn't go so great, not have faith at all? I think what Jesus is asking all of us is what you're showing on the outside and who you're showing the world to be, aligning with what's really happening on the inside and who you are. Do you have faith? Do you believe? We know that people are going to really struggle with what Jesus is going to do on Friday, what's going to happen. And so I hope that this encourages you and not just makes you feel like, oh, I'm not being that person. If that's you and what's going on the outside isn't aligning with what's on the inside, would you ask God to help you? Would you ask God to help you, show you where those things are and give you the strength to help change some of those things? You know, this virus has opened up a moment for us in time where people are starting to contemplate their life. And maybe that everything was okay and everything is great and my life is awesome, showing up on the outside wasn't really what's happening on the inside. Let me tell you something, God's really concerned on what's on the inside, not necessarily what's on the outside. And so let's use this moment to reflect on that. Let's be people who, what is on the inside matches what's going on the outside. I hope this encourages you, and I cannot wait for tomorrow. It's going to be a wonderful day. We love you, and we'll see you later.